Because evidently, I'm a dumbass who, after recording a Sage After a couple days ago, forgot to toggle the goddamn desktop audio. Doi. Because, like, nowadays I have this thing where I open up a couple OBS tiles, one of them to record the actual game, the other to record separately my voice on the same machine, right? So, to do that, I have to mute the desktop audio on one of them, and sometimes that just sticks and I forget to reset it. Oops, I'm a dummy, as usual. But anyway. Couple things I do want to bring up. One, I've been playing a bit of this on my spare time, so you're going to see quite a bit of file progress, a few decks that I've been building, a whole lot of starter decks that I've been earning to such. Yeah, that's kind of typical. But that, two, today and probably for the rest of February is going to be a bit of a beta test. So for variety streams only, you may see my Abby just pop up on screen like this. I've been working on this in my spare time. It's nowhere near complete. It's only got the basics, really. A, hey, I'm mute and not talking, and a state where it's, hey, I'm talking and, yeah, wiggling back and forth like a weirdo. Simple. I plan to expand this more in the future, because as it is right now, it's very basic, it's very simple, it just exists. But again, I've been drawing some of these states in my spare time. I figure, hey, might as well show a little bit of it. And if it's something that people like seeing, I'll continue using it. So again, for the entirety of February, this is going to be a beta test. I'm only going to be doing this on the variety streams, not the game clearing, just for consistency's sake. If it turns out this type of thing is good and people like it, then sure, we'll continue using this little PNG Abby of me. Otherwise, we'll delete it and pretend nothing happened. Though I will say, at some point, I do want to invest in a better Abby that is more animated or just generally better to look at. If I can make it, then hey, all the better. But even then, if I can't, so be it. I'll make do. But more pressingly, Danekamara! My name is Sage Blake. I'm a wanderer, storyteller, artist and mature, and as usual, Konami fucked up. I mean, I make this as a joke, but at the same right, I swear there's at least like one of these notifications from Konami each and every friggin' day saying something along the lines of, hey, guess what? A maintenance is coming, or hey, guess what? We're still trying to address a goddamn bug. Because, of course, this game is on every console in existence, and specifically only on consoles does it bug. But anyways, before we get any further, should address the elephant in the room. 86 followers. Recently, Geese Breath followed. So to him, welcome to Synapse. We have some types of wanderers, yourself included. Otherwise, this is Master Duel. It's maybe a month old, at most. Think of it as, hey, I want to play YuGiOh, but I don't want to shill out the hundreds of US dollars to actually make a deck. To say nothing about the pandemic or otherwise trying to find people to duel in the first place. But I digress. Today is mostly just going to be a chill day to play some YuGiOh, mess around, and hey, at some point, if I decide, sure, let's open up the lobby, play against random people, so be it. But again, I was on the fence about doing this, specifically because it's a little tricky to do commentary for a card game, because there's only so much happening at any given point in time. There may be lulls in the action, there may be entire moments where nothing happens, period, especially for my commentary, and that's bad. But regardless, for the most part, we're gonna be playing solo. We may construct a deck here or there. I do have an idea for something I want to do, but it's gonna take a bit of time to actually do that. But in the meantime, while we're doing these duels, I can explain the various mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! And at that, make sure my Abby isn't in an obnoxious position. Gem Knights. Its colorful fusion spells, it gives a lot of fusion monsters. Okay, fine, whatever. It seems like it's not in an obnoxious position. Good. I set the sizing right. So, the generalistics of Yu-Gi-Oh! There are 6 phases within Yu-Gi-Oh! Draw, standby, a main phase, a battle phase, a second main phase, just in case you want to do anything that you didn't do before, and end phase. Every player goes through these 6 phases in that order, nothing more. The draw phase, you draw a card, all start of turn, or draw effects resolve. Use U2. And voila, Gem Knight. Activate Gem Knight Fusion to banish Sapphire from the graveyard. And by doing so, you get to return the fusion card. Useful. So then use it again. And Garnet. Okay. Done. This is nice music. And fight. Done. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! There's 6 phases, as I've mentioned. Draw, standby, whatever, whatever. The main phase, the standby phase, is essentially a lull. Sometimes card effects can activate in the standby phase, other times not so much. It's not too important, but at the same rate, in case something that would activate, that needs to activate after a draw occurs, that would be when it does. Special summon, level 4 or normal monster from the deck. Definitely. 1200, 1900. So yeah, let's pull out a Garnet. Straight attack power for now. Plug a Brilliant Spark. And I think I can set a Tourmaline. End turn. In the main phase, you can perform a variety of different actions. Most namely, you can lay or activate as many spells and traps as you think you can get away with. Excuse me. Just for that. You jerk. Eat it. Oh right, that does work with Gem Knights. One from the hand or deck to the graveyard if you do... Okay then. Hello there, Danielta. How's it going? We're messing around with Yu-Gi-Oh! For a bit. I'm gonna hope that I can do this game at least a little bit justice, but, well, let's face it, this is me we're talking about. Let's see here. Anything required Tourmaline in the fusions? Yeah, I figured I'd start with some of the single-player stuffs. Get ready to suffer? Oh no. That's a good sign. Let's see. I don't think any of the fusion monsters requires Tourmaline specifically. Unless it requires an Earth-type monster. So far, seems to be maybe one, but even then. Oh yeah, just some of these are just like 3 of these. Hmm. There's a really bad loner deck? Oh, good. I'm gonna enjoy that one. Let's see, 2 level 4 monsters. Target 3 monsters in the graveyard, shuffle them all into the deck, draw a card. I only have 1 monster in the graveyard, so it's not really a good idea for me to just mill it. Probably bring out Granite. Flip you up. And... I guess pull out a Tourmaline. Doesn't really matter. Wait, what? Oh, I screwed up, didn't I? You're a Thunder Monster. Oh my god, you're a Thunder Monster. You're a Thunder Monster. This is what happens when you don't read, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Link summoned. Add a Gemini card from your deck to your hand. You could pay 1,000 life points. Fusion summon from the extra deck. Oh, hey! Thanks for the raid, Daniel! Make sure to drop by, the grounds for some extra cheesecake and coffee. We're messing around with card games. Sans motorcycles. And I'm not going to claim to be good at card games. Pew. I mean, at this rate... maybe I should pull the Gemini Fusion, just in case. Because with this effect... No. Yeah, you were recently summoning monsters, weren't you? Like, Shin Megami. And voila. That lets us pull out something big. And I should have put it in an appropriate slot if I wasn't paying attention to where the... Actually, no, wait, I did. Good, good. I was paying attention. Shouldn't do that. What's your effect? Once per turn, send a Gem Knight monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon a fusion monster from the extra... What? Excuse me? Well, I can't blame you, Daniel. If you're summoning monsters, why not? So in that case, I might as well just send the, What exactly is stopping me from banishing the Phantom Quartz to pull out... Nothing. Wow. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent can't activate card effects. Yeah, Citrine. Citrine sounds like a good idea. Yeah, this is a relatively new edition. I drew it myself, decided to do some meddling around. This is in beta test for the entirety of February. If people like it, we'll keep using it. Otherwise, it's going to be erased and forgotten. So my standard. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I hate you, game. What the hell can I even use this for right now? Like, I'm actually genuinely curious. And at that, what triggered? Gains 1,000 attack and defense until the end phase. Okay, so when their turn starts, that's it. It's not a good idea for me to Regeki pop, so probably just gonna... Yeah, I'm probably just gonna end. There's not much I can do in this situation. And it's not a good idea for me to pull back the Brilliant Spark, because that's going to cost me a good chunk of life points. Won't it? No, wait. Send a Gem Knight card from your hand to the great... Wait. This isn't a Gem Knight, though. Why can I activate that? Bit weird, but okay. Now would be a good time to use the Regeki. Then again... Oh, if only they did one more. Can't activate cards or effects. The opponent can't activate cards or effects. Oh wait, a Gem Knight card. So Gem Knight Fusion I could have used. Just soak it. Because I could Regeki immediately kill the opponent. Yeah, unfortunately. I think you're right on that one. Against another player? Definitely, because they're going to be special summoning up the wazoo. Banned card! Go! Yeah, it's just not a good idea for me to restore the card, really. Set. Cancel. And that's gonna have to be it for now. Unless they can pull out something with 2100 attack, I should be okay. Yeah, it's not banned anymore, but it used to be, is the point that I was getting across. In the current age of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's actually perfectly fine to just immediately kill your opponent's cards, because there are so many different ways that you can pull them back and special summon and be generally annoying. Using monsters from your hand or side of the field. Okay. So I should be able to use this now. And I can pull out... one monster in addition to your normal summoner set. That might be useful, but I don't really have the monsters necessary to take use of that. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard. Return all sets. No, and that's not a good idea. Change to defense position at the end of the battle phase. All these cards suck. But this is the loner deck, and I have to do the loner challenge at some point, so yeah. I guess I'll pull out Zirconia. Use Nibiru. You can tribute this card, special summon a Gem Knight, normal monster from your deck. It might have been nice to have Alexandria, but honestly, I need more monsters on the field. So let's fight it out. 1300. At least for right now, there aren't too many things I can do, so this is gonna have to be it. Oh, I might actually win this. Harpy's Feather Duster! It's kinda not useful right now, because they only have one card, and Call of the Haunted is better just staying on the field. What the hell can activate? Oh, this. Banish a monster. And apparently this can activate too. Banish a fusion monster from the graveyard, special summon in defense position. I could do that. Specifically, let's banish the Citrine. And let's see here. An Aqua monster. Take a look at the fusion monsters I've got. I should have one that requires Aqua, right? Yes, Amethyst. Aqua and just a Gem Knight monster, so let's just trigger Crystal Rose's effect. Banish a Lapis. Banish another Gem Knight monster from the graveyard. Get that back. Trigger. Alternatively, I could pull in Lapis Lazuli. That should be the smarter move in this case. Because then, your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each special summoned monster on the field. That's going to be a good decision. Banish something low, deal an extra 1,000 damage. Then I should be able to just duke it out and claim victory. That got dicey, but managed. But now for the debatably more fun part of this, being able to use my own decks. We're going to be fighting the same opponent. I do have a couple decks of my own that I've made at some point. Some of these aren't great. Some of these are also just starter decks. This one in particular, I just bought a bunch of cards and decided, hey, you know what, make do with this. It's an entire Black Lustre deck. We're going to be using that. It has a lot of capabilities. It has a lot of ability to pull out monsters quickly and be able to keep them on the field for a long amount of time. Its big trigger cards are the Ritual monsters with Black Lustre, Super Soldier, but there are also such things as the Link monster, Black Lustre, Soldier of Chaos, which can easily be cranked out if you can pull up the Warriors, which by itself is kind of an issue, so about that. But when it does stay up, it stays up for an incredibly long time. I, affectionately and not so affectionately call this deck Brick Lusters, because so many times I've had moments where I'm using this deck and I never get what I need. I never get what I need. Thanks, game. Oh, actually, I can make this work. Okay, so how this is gonna work. I'm gonna use Gateway to Chaos, By using that, I could pull up a card to add to the deck from my deck to my hand. In this case, it's probably going to be Lord Gaia. This guy can be special summoned, specifically because the opponent controls monsters and I don't, so it's free. Then from there, I could plug up Envoy of Chaos, just as a freebie. If I wanted to, I could put up the Empowerment. I could probably also remove it from the deck to make it a little thinner, make it a little easier to get what I need. But it's still useful in the cases where I need just that little bit extra attack power. So, at least for right now, I might keep it. Main reason why I'm not replacing Gateway to Chaos is specifically because I need this as my generation. I hate you. This is gonna hurt. Every time a monster goes from the anywhere to the graveyard, the Gateway to Chaos gains a spell counter. Once per turn, I can spend 3 spell counters and gain a ritual spell. This makes it really, really easy for me to crank out Black Lustre soldiers, thin the deck, and make it easier for me to draw more cards that I need. Speaking of draw more cards than I need, lay that. And get Super Soldier Ritual. Because that's going to be useful. Not just right now, so I can crank out something. But also, while it's in the graveyard, I can banish a light and a dark monster at some point in order to pull up another Black Lustre on top of that. It's gonna wait, though. For right now, at least, I need to tick out some of these monsters fast. And again, Gateway to Chaos procs every time a monster, period, goes to the graveyard. So even my opponent's monsters can fuel this engine and make it easier for me to get what I need. Speaking of, Beginning of Heaven. This card lets me pull up 3 monsters with the name Black Lustre Soldier, so let's say Super Soldier... Maybe pull out one of you, and also pull up a light monster just in case. So let's go for Charging Gaia. I select 3 monsters, they get shuffled around, the opponent has to pick one face down. Let's see, banish a light and a dark, accept this card, add it to the hand. No, not great. Can't really make use of Ritual Buster, so I'll just lay that, pretend like it doesn't exist. Charging Gaia is really nice because I can normal summon it without tributes. It does take a bit of a hit in attack power by about 400, but even still, if you need something quick on the field, it's a really nice way to do that. Main phase 2, and let's thin the deck again. Pull out Super Soldier Synth. And at least for right now, end the turn. Now. Because as it stands, one of the big advantages and disadvantages to the Black Lustres is they require you to have a decent amount of light and dark monsters. Oh, wow. That's really, really handy. I put in Warrior Returning Alive into this deck specifically so I can get to monsters more easily. Yeah, I can't pull any of you guys, because that'll disrupt the balance of light and dark monsters I have in here. Oh no, wait. I could pull up one of... Is it tell a lie? I could pull up one of the dark-type monsters and be perfectly fine. So, let's pull up a Black Lustre. Again, this specific Black Lustre requires me to have an even number of light and dark monsters in my graveyard. When it happens, I can banish all of one of those two attributes, and if I want to, activate an ability. I don't want to. Because by doing so, then I forego my battle phase. It's not a good idea. At that, I could also pull up my Link monster, not a good idea, because raw attack power can just mean I can shell this out immediately. Just in case, though, I will use this card just so I can get back the banished Black Lustre. Give myself some extra attack power, because I no longer need my engine. And I could just shell out this turn. Like I said, when this deck builds, it's nasty. But the problem is, building in the first place. It's really, really difficult. It's situational sometimes. And I do understand that part of it is the fact that it's a 50-card deck, so by its nature, it's going to be pretty difficult to get what I need when I need it. But even still. What it does really, really well.